Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hello. I didn't realize this was set up with a waiting room. So I'll have to admit people when they come in. Okay. Hi. Welcome, everybody. We're going to give everybody a few minutes, but good to see your faces. Hi, Kim. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Wendy.
Hi, Brittany.
Hi. Is it, how do I pronounce your name? Nigeri?
Nairi. The G silent.
Oh, that's one of my best friend's names. She spells it Nyair. Or no, she spells it differently, but
Yeah.
her.
NYRE is the other way that people generally spell it.
Yeah. Cool. Hi, Miriam.
Good to
Welcome.
meet you all. Hello.
Okay, I'm excited to get started. Oh, there's a couple of people in the waiting room. Oh, that's going to be a pain if people are joining a little late. Hi, Grace. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I made it here.
Good. Good. Glad. Yeah, that's a feat. Hi,
Yeah.
Sarah. Hi, you're muted.
Hi, how are you? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Sit down.
Oh,
Okay.
Coach Casey's in the waiting room.
I wonder if maybe one of your coaches could be a co-host so they could do the admit.
Yeah, oh, that's a great idea, actually. Casey, I set this up with a waiting room, and if anybody joins, here, let me see. If anybody joins last minute and I'm busy teaching, will you just let them in?
Yeah, I'll do my best.
Thank you. It should, if you pull up the participants, if you click on participants, they'll pop in there and it'll just say like in the waiting room. Okay. Okay. All right. Welcome, everybody. I'm super, super excited for this journey that you all are on. Hi, Clara. Is it Clara or Clara?
Clara, you got it. Hi, Brittany. Thank you.
Hi. Um, So today I want us to, I have an agenda for us, and my team has been on vacation for the holidays, and so we're not super set up. Hi, Linda. Welcome. Thanks for being here. So I made a little PDF for you all with like all the important links. Some of you guys have the unlimited one-on-one coaching and some of you don't. We came up with a payment plan for those of you, if there's about 50-50. 50% of you guys have the coaching, the one-on-one coaching, and the other half of you don't. And because it's unlimited for the 90 days, if any of you want to upgrade to that, we figured out a payment plan. So I'm going to send you the um, the Google document with all those links if you want to upgrade so that you can get the one-on-one coaching while we're in this container. I really don't know if I'll ever offer this again. This is very experimental. And it's really just so that you guys can get the absolute best out of this. If you don't do the one-on-one coaching, I just want you to promise me to commit to me and yourself that you will do a ton of tapping while we're in this container. Because that's really what the coaching is for, is to help you really get to the root cause of what's blocking you and just get as much tapping as possible. In the years that I've done Thrive and the coach certification, I've always loved teaching the coach certification the most because they pair up with each other. And when they pair up with each other, they are tapping usually, a couple times a week with each other, and the progress that they seem to make in that program is just like light years beyond everybody else. So if you're not working with us, work either with each other or work with yourself a lot while you're in this container. Okay, so I'm going to share that document here. And it's got the homework. So I know a couple of you guys just joined today. Congrats on making that decision. Um, it has your homework for how to pick your Misogi. So if anybody, I think pretty much everybody knows what that is. But if you don't know, we're picking like a goal for the end of the year. We're picking like, this is the thing that we are focused on. This is the thing that we are doing. This is where we want to be at the end of the year. Okay, this is the big lift. So we'll have other goals, we'll have other things that we're taking care of, but everything else that we're doing is kind of baked around this one big goal that we are calling in for ourselves for the end of 2026. Okay, so all the homework is there. The video explaining to you what a Misogi is, how to set up your year in a way that, feels really good. And the calendar to buy and, all the homework to do and kind of how to reflect on 2025 so that you can figure out what you want for 2026, what you want to call in for 2026. So that is all in the homework. Okay, what I would love to do today is, I'm just going to go over a few little housekeeping things. We're going to kick off with one of my favorite things to do before I'm starting something really big is I always do a ceremony with myself. It's something that I was taught by my teacher, my longtime therapist, Stephen Kessler, the woman that I studied Eastern medicine with. In the back of her shed in Berkeley. It got me into the habit of setting my intentions and kind of just like letting go of the outcome because I know I have support, I know I have help, and I know it's going to get done. So I just did one for myself, and I wanted to start this container off with an intention and a ceremony that you all are involved in as well. So we'll go into that real quickly. And then I want us to just get to know each other. I would love for us all to, after the ceremony kind of settles in, I would love for us all to share our Misogis, share why we're here, just like a couple little things about us so you guys can start to get to know each other. And then we'll do a little bit of tapping and I'll tell you guys what you'll be working on for the next week. Sound good? Okay, awesome. Anybody have any questions? Okay, I'm gonna turn on my AC. My room got actually really hot. Sorry. There we go. Never know what the weather's gonna be like in Texas. Okay. The other really important thing, other than you all commit to doing your tapping, I like to tap every single day when I'm working towards a goal. You don't need to do a big, blow the roof off kind of tapping every single day. But if you wake up and the first thing you do is like 5 to 10 minutes of tapping, you will have a radically different day. So please commit to me and yourself that you will do as much tapping as you can in this next 90 days. And everybody take a note on their phone and pin it to the top of the note section. I want that to be your journal for this class. Now, what you're going to do with this journal is you are going to write down every single thing you tap on. You're going to start with the problem. You don't have to name it. You can just list it. So it can be like the name of a movie, fear of recording myself on camera, fear of having the conversation with my husband, anxiety at night, overeating, so every single time you tap, I want you to take a note. You don't have to write out what happened. I just want you to list the issues you tap on, because as you guys probably know, tapping works so effectively that you will forget you had this problem. Truly, you will forget you ever had this problem. You will forget you had all of these problems. And what tends to happen when you tap, and this is also good, for my coaches to know, what tends to happen when you tap a lot is you forget the person that you used to be, because you can't ever go back to be the person that you used to be. And because you change at such a deep level, you forget that you had those problems. And so there's this way that we don't honor ourselves. We don't honor the work that we did, because it seems like it was so easy. right? Once you figure out the root cause and once you tap on the right thing, if you do a really good tapping session on the right thing, you'll never have that problem again. So whereas with most personal growth, you have to set goals and you have to work at it and you have to, we can make so much more progress when we apply tapping. But I also find that we don't value the change as much. I'm just starting to, one of the big things that I did this last year, that I started this last year, that I'll end this year with, is I'm recreating my coaching certification, and I'm really going to hammer this into my coaches, because it is so important that your coaches, or that your clients and that you guys give yourself credit for the change that's been made and all the work that you've done. Because once you're that new person, it's not going to be hard to be that new person. You're there. But you won't give yourself credit. You won't give me the credit. You won't give your coaches the credit. You won't give yourself the credit for all the hard work that you did to get there, because you'll completely forget the problems you used to have. Truly, how many of you guys have had this experience with tapping where you're like, oh wow, yeah, okay, cool. So if you haven't, you will now. You will now. Okay. Hi Becky. Hi Pam. Hi Lisa. Hi Miriam. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to kind of like go off into my own little world right now, and we're going to start with the ceremony. We're going to take like maybe 5 or 6 minutes to do that. I want to host a ceremony for you. I'm going to say some words very slowly. And the reason that I want to say the word slowly is for you to notice the energy with the word. Okay. Pretty much everybody here, at least that I've seen, is pretty highly empathic. A lot of you have done a lot of energy work. A lot of you have done, your own versions of spiritual work. And I think pretty much everybody here is highly attuned. Okay. Some of the words might land, some of the words might not land. But I'm going to go slowly over some sentences so that you feel the vibration of the words that I'm saying. What this does is it helps you create a relationship with what I'm calling into this space. And you don't have to think about it more than what we're doing today. You don't have to worry about this. You don't ever have to repeat this again. This is how it was taught to me. And I found that over time, the more that I called on help and helpers and my spirit guides, and in my work we call them the children's count. The more that I called on my guides and my helpers, the more I could feel them. And for some reason, for me, feeling their presence and knowing that they're with me helped me with the clarity, helped me find the clarity with the answers and with the information that they were trying to give me. So anyway, that's the intention of where we're starting today. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get that started. I want everybody to close your eyes and tap through the points. You're going to tap slowly, okay? You're not going to do crazy tapping. You're going to tap slowly. And I want you, the whole goal, don't take notes. Don't look at me. Don't look at anybody else. Just close your eyes and feel your body. And I want you to really, really be present with yourself. Okay, so everybody take a nice deep breath. Ooh, and go ahead and let your shoulders soften. I want to welcome you beautiful women to this 90-day reinvention. Right now, we open this space as sacred. Not perfect, not performative, not pressured. Sacred because it is real. Sacred because it is chosen. Sacred because something in each of us said, it's time. We call in the highest light. We call in the greatest love. We call in the truest wisdom. We call in God, Goddess, Source, Spirit, Universe, Divine Intelligence, the Great Mystery. We invite what is benevolent, what is pure, and what is here for the good of all. We call on the highest vibrational guides and guardians of this path. The protectors of truth. The keepers of courage. The angels. The ancestors. The elders of spirit who walk with love and integrity. We call on each one of our lineages. We call on the women who came before us, the ones who survived, the ones who built, the ones who prayed, the ones who dreamed. We call on the mothers, the grandmothers, and great-grandmothers whose strength lives in our bones. We call on the healed ones in our family line. We ask them to stand close now and lend us their steadiness. And we call on our descendants, the children who are here. The children who are coming. The children we influence through the way we live, love, lead, and choose. May what we do in this 90 days bless them. May it lighten what they carry. May it expand what they believe is possible. And we call on the sisterhood of this room. May this be a place where no one has to prove themselves. May this be a place where we are brave enough to be seen. May this be a place where celebration is normal, support is natural, and honesty is safe. Each woman here chose a misogi, a bold end of the year intention that stretches you into your future self. And so we set this intention together. May every woman here remember her power. May she trust her inner guidance. May she be protected from distraction and anchored in devotion. May she receive the energies, the ideas, the resources, and relationships that support her next level. What feels heavy may become lighter. May what feels stuck begin to move. And may what feel impossible soften into possibility. In these 90 days, we build momentum that becomes our identity. May we become women who keep their promises to ourselves. May we choose the right next step again and again until it becomes inevitable. And we ask for one more gift. We ask for joy. Not someday joy, not after we arrive joy. Joy now. Joy in the becoming. Joy as fuel. Joy as proof that we are aligned. Now, everybody, take a nice deep breath and put your hand over your heart and either out loud or in your mind's eye, say, I am willing. I am ready. I am supported. I am becoming. And so it is. Aho. Take a nice deep breath. Ooh, my body is on fire. Okay. Now I want to open the circle up and I want us to just get to know each other. We're going to spend about 30 minutes talking to everybody, going through, I think I'm going to set a timer and we're going to have 3 minutes for each person. If you want to share, if you want to tell us what brought you here, and what your misogi is, that would really help us all hold space for you, and also collaborate too. You're in a room with sisters that have practiced many things, and there's a lot of wisdom in this room. And so I don't need to be the one that has all the answers during our time together. You guys are a wealth of information. Okay, I'm gonna get my phone. We're gonna just so I can keep track of time. And Amanda, will you go first? Will you kick us off?
Yeah, hi everyone. It's such a blessing to be in this room with all of you. Um, so what brought me here was just it came through the Facebook, right? With the tapping and everything. So I did the 7-day, and from that, just that one thing, I can walk away from pizza just from that 7 days. But as I learned more, I didn't know that not everybody has food noise, that you don't not everybody in the world doesn't constantly think about food. And it blew my mind, Brittany, when I realized that, and that is just the constant roller coaster. I am like the queen of self-sabotage with things. Is I lose 25 pounds, I gain 8. I lose this. And I'm currently doing that right now. Like I had a goal of last December to be 85% muscle. I want to focus on the muscle, not the fat, because I'm going to focus on the positive of what I want more of. And I could have gotten there. But every time I started to fit in the new clothes that I couldn't have worn forever, bam, I, for 2 weeks straight, self-sabotage. And I'm just going to eat this until it's gone, or just one more of these, or it's okay, I'll start tomorrow. And it's continuously. And so my misogi for this 90 days is to, when you said the time is now, I got really emotional. It just like hit me, because it's like, the time is now to stop the self-sabotage, but stop why it's happening, and really break through that blockage of why it's happening. And I have my year misogi is to reach that 85% muscle, because once I get there, there's so many other things that will have happened by then. It is so many other blockages of things in the past that I don't even realize that are gone, that are also holding me back from other things, right? I'm a homeschool mom, and to have more patience as a homeschool mom, and I run my own business, and to have more intention there. And I just think that if I can reach that goal of the muscle, isn't all just about that, but there's so much tied into my weight, that I think once that can get released, that means so many other things will release, that will just flow into all of my other goals. When he was talking about the blender and putting everything in, that is all tied to, I think, what we're going to tap through and what I go towards food with.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, thank you, Amanda. That's great. Okay, so what I'm gonna hold for you is to figure out what your root causes are. I think that's probably going to be the most important thing for us to figure out in these 90 days. And
Yeah.
I think we can do that pretty quickly.
Yeah. And I am like you, where it could be a can of beans and I want to eat it. Remember you told this story? Like I am pure emotional. I don't really crave much of anything. So I'm trying to look under my fridge and I'm like, holy buckets, this is a lot of food to tap through because it's any food. It could be spinach. I don't care. I just want to eat it.
Yeah.
So figuring out how and why and what to work through for that.
Great. That's a great intention. I'm confident we can get you there.
Me too. Me too.
Okay, Miriam.
Hi everyone. So what brought me here is I was burned out and depressed, I think maybe like 8 years ago now. And I started to have therapy. And I had a really, really great therapist, but I got stuck somewhere with a lot of fears that I didn't have before. And then last year, I found a great energetic healer who also was really, really great. And she died very unexpectedly last autumn. And that's when I found you, actually, or I rediscovered EFT tapping. I touched on it before, but I never really connected. And then I found you and I did your Think and Thin program. And I happened to go on holiday with my husband, and I managed to go through a lot of healing on my own. Like for instance, I used to have back pain for a year now, and it just went away because I released the cause. And I was really amazed by what kind of changes I could have. And I now know I still have a lot of fears that I didn't have before. I'm not really sure where they're coming from. So I'm really like I need some help to know where to dig to see where the fears come from. Ever since, I think I've been tapping like 3 times a week, and I've managed to also use the echo tapping on my own, just going in like whatever triggers me, seeing what comes up, what it reminds me of, and then clear it. And I think I wrote everybody that this year, what's really my heart's desire is to start my own family, but my fears are holding me back so much that this is like I think I have a lot of goals, I have a lot of ideas, but this is really my heart's desire for this year.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful intention,
Yeah.
Miriam.
Thank you. Thank you,
Yeah.
everyone.
Thank you for sharing. Okay, Kim.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. So lots is going through my brain right now. So I wear many hats and I have coaching certifications, that kind of thing. And then I got burnt out, and so then I went in another direction. And Brittany, you have been on my Facebook page as like advertisements for probably 2 years. And I always think how beautiful you are. But I'm like, I have tried everything. I have tried everything to get my shit together. And so last year I had some successes in what I was doing, and then like what Amanda was talking about, like I just sabotaged myself. And so then I kind of went through like a give up period, and like what's the point? And then you showed up again. And so I've done a couple of your free things. I've also purchased some things, but haven't followed through. Like my follow through, my starter game is awesome. My follow through game is the pits. And one of the things what you talked about, giving yourself credit for, I have done incredible things with my life. But I think I am disassociated from myself because it's like I have to outdo myself every time, and I never just sit in the success, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm rambling, but
If you could have it all your way at the end of 2026, what would you feel so proud of yourself for achieving?
I would feel so proud of myself if I was to consistently, not all the time, but like consistency, put myself first.
Oh, okay. I have a good technique that popped up. I saw you share that, and yeah, let's talk about that again, because I think that's really important for everybody. And I actually worked on that myself last couple years, and I'm just noticing the changes that I've made because of that. There is a cool process that I can take everybody through. So let's work on that.
Well, it's even as basic as like I'm heading to bed and I'm like, oh, I have all these freaking beautiful face creams and all that, and I can't even get myself to do that for myself.
Yeah.
Like to wash my face properly and put some moisturizer on. I can't even do it. Like I just don't. But if you ask me to take care of somebody else, I'm your biggest cheerleader. So, but that would be my, like, if I got to the end of 2026 and I can consistently see that, holy crap, I like reinvented my life, like truly reinvented my life. And it wasn't something that I just kept falling off the wagon or whatever. That would be a miracle to me. And hallelujah.
Okay. Okay. Well, you're in the right place because I know what to do for that.
Yay.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Okay, Wendy.
Hi, Brittany.
Hi. You guys are doing great too. Thank you for keeping it concise, just so we can get through to get to everybody.
Sure. So I actually remember about a year ago I was listening to I did I guess the 7 day thing where you did each day you did a certain type of topic, and one of the topics you did one session, and I have a long commute to work, so I was doing it in the car. But basically it really, I couldn't believe it. Like after I did that one time, and I think it was where we remembered there was a trauma, and you went back to like basically put yourself in that situation. So I did that, and I remembered back when I was like 10, and so I did it, and then I was crying and everything like that. And then I came home, and it was like for 3 weeks, I didn't touch sugar. And that was like the biggest thing for me because that's what I do. I like eat sugar all the time. And I couldn't believe it. And then I guess like my problem is that I start something and then I don't continue it. And I also feel like I put everybody else, first. And like being a people pleaser, that's a big thing for me. So I've had anxiety for like my whole life. And I think that's because I care so much about what people think. And just in certain situations, like I'll just, have to be like 100%, like do the right thing and be perfect and everything. And so I've always had this anxiety problem, and I've been on Zoloft since I graduated college. That was back in 92. So I've just been kind of, dealing with that. So basically, I would like to be able to manage my anxiety and my depression through discipline and committing to daily exercise and mindfulness of healthy eating so I can achieve inner peace and happiness at the end of 2026. And basically, and I'm sorry, because I know Kim, when she said about how she was having trouble with like basic things like washing her face and like using certain things on, I can totally resonate with that, because there's some days where I don't even feel like getting a shower. I don't even feel like getting out of bed. But I do it because I have to get on my computer for work and stuff like that. So I don't know what's going on with me, but it's just, I feel like the medication isn't even working. So I feel like, why am I putting my liver and everything through this if like I can't even do basic things? So I just think you do really powerful work. And I just couldn't believe when I did that one day, like just coming back from work, and it was just like for 3 weeks, I just didn't have to worry about sugar. So it's just amazing me. So I just want to thank you.
I just get a show of hands. Does anybody else, how many other people feel like they have a problem putting themselves first? Just a show of hands. Is it pretty much everybody? Almost everybody. Okay. Okay, that's a good group one that we will absolutely do. You know, and I'm just thinking today, I had something else in mind to teach today, but that might be a good thing for us to tap on today, because this really is, this is a program. This is, you have to put yourself first to show up in this. You know, you have to put yourself first to work on yourself, to tap on yourself, to make the notes, to, you know, figure out what's going on. So that might actually be something that we can do a group tapping with today. Thank you for sharing, Wendy.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah. Did I share the Ashton manual with you? Were you the one that was going to taper off the meds? The Ashton
Yes, I looked that up. So thank you for that.
manual? Okay. Okay, Nairi.
Hi, sorry. I'm Mary. I last year went through a very rough patch to the fact that I was very seriously contemplating suicide. And my therapist started me on tapping and EMDR, and then Brittany, your post popped up on my Facebook feed, and I decided I would combine your 7 days with my EMDR coach and counselor and see how that went. I still haven't had a craving for salt and vinegar chips since day one. Thank you so much.
Oh,
and that was back in June, I think, June last year.
Awesome.
My chocolate cravings have also significantly decreased. And then I did your 6-week program, and I got really tied up in the anger tapping. And as a result of some of my anger tapping, I've slept with a teddy bear every night for 50 years. And I've had chronic pain since I was 6 years old in my neck and shoulders. I did the anger tapping one Monday afternoon, coming home from work. My pain and my teddy bear addiction went straight away that night.
Wow.
I woke up on Tuesday a totally different woman, and I went, "This is me, Brittany. You're amazing, and I love your work." My husband has noticed differences in me at the moment, and so my misogi is to really work on my traumas that I know I've started working on, and I want to continue that because I'm seeing such a positive impact not only in myself but also in my relationship with my husband. So my aim out of this is to actually have a really good relationship with my husband for the end of 2026, better than what it's probably been in the last 30 years. So that's
Wow.
me.
Oh my gosh. What a testimonial. Thank you for sharing that, Nairi. Wow.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you all for
incredible.
listening.
What a cool story. The stories like that make me just like light up inside, because that's why I do what I do. It's really exciting. Thank you so
Yes.
much for sharing that.
Thank you.
Good. You're definitely in the right place. Okay, Grace.
Hi, hello everyone. I'm so glad to meet you and to begin getting to know you. And hello again, Casey. I've had 3 sessions with Casey already.
Awesome.
So last time you heard from me, kind of, I had said, "My God, I don't want ice cream anymore. It's sitting in the freezer." Well, that changed completely. So kind of gone down the tubes here, it feels like. I chalk that up to kind of the inner pressure that's building as far as this, because this is that's all I can say. I don't know how else to say it. But anyway, so I'm Grace. I live in Eugene, Oregon, and I found Brittany probably on one of those little slips of newsreel at the bottom on Facebook. And
Oh, I'm glad those work. I always see those and I'm like, I don't think these are working, but
a lot
thanks for letting me know.
but a lot of times it's you. So anyway, that's how I'm in the Thrive, working through it slowly now. I don't know what else to say. I wrote some things down though that came to mind when somebody else was talking, which I think is really important. So
Well,
there's
what's
the,
your big misogi for the end of 2026? What would you love if you could have everything your way at the
oh
end of
God,
2026? What would you like to have created?
I don't know that I wrote it that way. That's not the way I put it on our WhatsApp.
Okay. Well,
For me,
yeah.
2026 is I am my own transition doula, consciously accompanying myself and that. And then 35 pounds by the end of the year, but I haven't weighed myself in a while, so it might need to be more than that. And the two big ones, the ones that feel like they have the greatest bandwidth required, are the movement piece and writing, because I really want to get back to writing. And you
Right.
suggest with the movement, so that's what I'm going to go with that one. Yoga or walking at least 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And I want to get to writing. But I
Yeah.
wrote these down as people were talking because I thought, my God, that's really, I think, at the bottom of a lot of this. When I started in hospice as a hospice nurse, my mentor, who's still my friend, she gave me a card and it said, "My wish for you is confidence." And that rung so deep because even though I've done so many things, I've accomplished things, I've written things, I've finished, almost got my certification in another kind of coaching already. And I don't know how to celebrate myself.
Hmm.
And I don't know that for the coaching program, we needed to find 10 people we knew and do 3 sessions each and then report on them and get a testimonial. And the testimonial, they were my friends, sure, but they weren't going to lie. They were incredible testimonials. I thought, oh my God, really? Just what the changes they experienced. So I know there's something here, but I think there's a big gap here between being who I really am or who I can be or who I know I can be and who I thrive. That's really it. I want to be the person I know. I want to be my thriving self. I'll put it that way.
Right. Yeah.
And what people have told me and the feedback I get, there's a big gap. And in there is that word confidence. Now, maybe
Yeah.
there's something else in there, but
I think, Grace, for you too, letting the food take you to what needs to be healed is really powerful, is going to be really powerful for you. So,
like it.
yeah, the pushing the food away, the frustration that you feel, having, I know it always feels like a backslide when you don't want sugar and then all of a sudden you go back to wanting sugar, but that's really just taking you to a deeper layer that needs to be healed. And again, I know I have to repeat this over and over so that you believe me, but it truly is. It didn't come back, it's a deeper layer. So I think getting with Casey and tapping on that and doing some anger work and frustration and all of that will be really, really good for you because I really think, I know you also put the intention to heal your depression or to lessen that experience. And
Yeah, and it's the getting out. I put Casey on that too, the getting out of the bed. And then we've gone back to one of my body boundary violation
Okay.
experiences.
yeah,
And
that's huge.
and there's a lot more, but I'm just going with the ones that come up to the top.
Great.
And
Okay.
keep on
Great.
working with that.
Great. Body boundary and anger work. If you're there where you and Casey can dive into those things, you're going to be a different person in 90 days. That's yeah.
I'm aware of being terrified of allowing anger through. In the household, it wasn't allowed, but the alcoholic narcissistic mother, she was the only one allowed to be angry. And my voice is going like, I was listening to Gavin Newsom recently. It's kind of doing that. Yeah, all of it just feels really
Yeah. You're in the beginning stages of a lot of change. And I think there's part of you that knows that's true. And it can be nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
That's what I'm sensing. Yeah. Thank you, Grace.
Thank you.
Casey. I know you're
all
a
right.
coach, but I think it would be great for you to introduce yourself so everybody knows who you are.
Sure. Hi, ladies. I'm Casey. I found Britt's program in about 2018, 2019, because I had my own struggles with emotional eating and yo-yo dieting for decades. I started my first diet when I was 7 years old and had body image issues at a very young age, was always on some program, Weight Watchers, eating the lean cuisines, all of that kind of stuff growing up. And I got a little bit obsessed with exercise. And so by my early 20s, I started doing fitness competitions and working with personal trainers and being on very strict nutrition plans. So I went from, binge eating, knowing nothing about nutrition, to the far extreme on the other side. And if I wasn't following one of those very strict diets, I was completely out of control. So either my body looked almost like a fitness model, or I was borderline obese or even obese at certain times in my life. And it wasn't until I found Britt's work that I was actually able to end the emotional eating for good. It was like magic for me when I first started using her techniques, because it actually changed my relationship with food. It actually got to the root of things, and it made me become a different person, just like she was talking about today. I mean, that's really kind of what's required of you to have this kind of change in your life. You have to become a different version of yourself. So, after getting those great results, that's what inspired me to become a coach. So I've been coaching women since about 2019. Focusing on weight loss and emotional eating, but I also like to incorporate my knowledge about fitness and nutrition, but blend that into everything in a way that is sustainable and feels good. I don't believe in diets. I don't believe in restriction and deprivation. But I do like to, appreciate how nutrition does affect our appetite and just the way we feel in general. So I like to put all of that together in my practice.
Thank you, Casey. You guys, one of the coolest parts about this program, when if you have the one-on-one coaching, is that you don't have to just stick with one coach. You can work with all of them. So they all have different skill sets. This is like the coolest group of coaches that I've ever had. They all have very unique, different sets of skills, and they're trained in my method. So, yeah, as they come on and as they introduce themselves, I didn't tell Erin and Teresa that I was going to be introducing them. So if you guys aren't wanting to get on camera, that's okay. You can come on next week. But and we're still working on their profiles too. Oh, I see Teresa there. Hi, Teresa. Your hand's up. You want to go ahead and unmute yourself and introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Teresa, or Terry, depends on what you want to call me. And I'm much like Erin. I've been, as I like to say, I've been on both sides of the scale. I started out, I had a mom who was a fashion designer turned sewing teacher during Twiggy era, and I grew up in the dance world, and I was on my first diet when I was 10. The biggest fear in my household was, oh my God, you're gaining weight. Oh my God, you're getting chunky thighs. I can't even eat a chunky candy bar because of the name. I still have trauma about that, but who needs it? So it's good. Went through my teens with all kinds of, really bizarre food behaviors through the dance world. I left dance because I just couldn't get a handle on it, and with the food noise and the eating, meal times became unpleasant, and it was too stressful. It was stressful. It was like secret eating, because it was much more. I felt more comfortable eating away from people. It was too stressful to eat in front of anybody. So finally got married, had kids, went back to dance, that whole bit. Ended up having to retire from dance because, once again, a little bit dysfunctional, a lot of food noise and dysfunctional eating to stay small enough to be a ballerina after having children. So I bought a business, and I love the business, but nobody really warned me about the stress of being an entrepreneur, a solopreneur, if you will. And I think it started to become dysfunctional, and I was initially diagnosed with health issues like fibromyalgia. It first started, you have rheumatoid arthritis. They put me on medication because here I'm blindly believing and going with what the doctor says. And that medication, I put like 80 pounds on in 2 years. I'm 5'1". It's a lot of weight. And now I just feel terrible. And then, now we think it's fibromyalgia. Well, that's really psychological. So now I'm just mentally destroyed, physically destroyed, and perimenopausal, which did not help. And I tried everything. I've done, you name a program, I've probably done it. Nothing worked. I would go up, I would go down. I would go up, I would go down. I had so much wanting to eat certain things, not wanting to eat certain things. And I finally said, that is enough. And I tried Britton's program, and I was like, I can do this. Nobody's telling me what to eat, how to eat. I'm doing it wrong. And so through the process of doing her program and training and then training as a coach, I also studied some other modalities that I threw into the mix. During this whole time, I'm a personal trainer. I'm teaching group fitness classes. I'm teaching active aging adults. I'm yoga therapy, right? And I've got, seriously, if you work with older people, they have no filters. They'll say to you, you teach exercise, why are you fat? So you're getting that. You're just like, because I am. Like, I don't know what to tell you. So I had a health crisis with an appendix, and all of a sudden, all these modalities, the tapping, push the food away, everything just clicked. All the work I had done, it just clicked. Plus, I began to heal my gut. And when everything just clicked, I didn't even have to diet. I just lost the weight. It just went, I mean, it took 3 years, but I lost 70 pounds. No, I don't want to be my dance weight again because I don't want to count the bones in my chest. That is not attractive. But I lost 70 pounds and I'm maintaining it. And now I throw in a little bit of intermittent fasting, nothing extraordinary, nothing crazy, nothing where I'm like biting my nails going, why can't I eat and feeling deprived? None of that. And I am a coach. I'm a health and wellness coach, and I work with people and just hear so many similar stories. My goal is to empower people to take control of their own health and wellness. Nobody's coming to save us. We're going to do it ourselves, and we have the power. Women are magical. We can do it for ourselves.
Thank you, Teresa. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, I'm going to go to Clara. Hi. You guys, we're going to be about 30, we're going to have like a 90-minute call today, if that's okay with everybody.
Hey, Brittany. Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you. Nice to be in this container. I found you, Brittany, maybe like 2 weeks ago, to be honest. You popped up on my Instagram ads, right? And I started watching more of your content. I do have a food story. I absolutely have a food story, but I started diving more deeply into your work and I was like, she gets it. I was like, she gets the deeper level of stuff. And I was trying to find a way to work with you. And then this just kind of came through, right? So that feels very aligned for me, especially because this definitely has the focus on food, but then also, chatting with Jimmy, I know there's also going to be a certification for other issues. Yeah. And so for me, I guess I'm trying to keep it brief, but I guess that it's like these things that most of us have, like be it food, alcohol, smoking, love addiction, whatever it is, it's like it's the same head of a deeper root is what I believe. And I definitely have a lot of heads, I would say, in my life, and like some have been more crippling than others, but the main root, the main theme is just like this self-sabotage, right? And I think part of what I resonated with in your story, I don't know all of the details, but just a rocky childhood. And I definitely have that as well. And I just feel like I've done so much work on myself, right? It's like I've been in therapy, I've done other healing work. I have certifications in other modalities. Now I'm doing a lot of reading on manifestation. And I guess that for me, it's like, okay, what I really want, I didn't know what a Misogi was until now, but I guess my Misogi would be, I want to be, my version of you, right? Because I feel like we all can offer something to different people, right? And I feel like a lot of times, if we do have rough experiences or things that are very painful, like you can alchemize that into a way to help other people. And I want to do that, but in an effective way, right? And so I feel like there's all of these different pieces to the puzzle that make sense. But I feel like what's missing with manifestation work, for example, or healing work is the body connection. And so when I started doing tapping, I did the tapping specifically around food, and I did have this very profound experience around like chocolate and my dad. And I was like, whoa, I did not know that that was in my subconscious in that way, right? And it was just this really big release. sorry, I feel like I'm talking all over the place. I'm going to try to get to it. It's like I want to help people remove their limiting beliefs, right? Because I feel like so much of what blocks us is our limiting beliefs. And so really being able to sit down with somebody and say, where do you want to unblock? What are your limiting beliefs? Help them identify those and then give them the somatic tools to actually be able to shift, right? Because I feel like people spin and spin and spin for years, and I've been one of them. And it's so frustrating when you want to heal and you're like, why do I keep pulling this down? Like, why do I keep self-sabotaging? Like, why won't this click? So I feel like that's sort of where I'm at, and I feel like you have the key. So that's why I'm here. Yeah.
Thank you. Have you already started a business?
Yes.
What made
Not
you-
in healing. I started an art business. I make jewelry.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I feel like there's also that portion of it of like there was a period when I was 22 and I dove very deeply into healing work, and that was the path that I wanted to pursue. And what I bumped up against then was, again, this feeling of being like, okay, there are a lot of well-intentioned people in the healing world. And then I think that there are also maybe not some well-intentioned people, or just people who don't have like a complete toolkit, if that makes sense, right? And so I saw people who were getting really hurt, like I don't think intentionally, and I sort of felt like I don't want to do that to other people. You know, I was like, I want to have more tools in my toolkit, or more life experience, or just more of a perspective where I can really hold everything for other people.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. Beautiful. I love that intention. Thank you, Clara.
Thanks.
Okay, Pam. Hi, Pam.
Okay, hi.
Hi.
Okay, I've listened to everybody, and I can say yes, 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 all of it, relate to all of it. My issue is I'm a year separated from my husband of 38 years. I'm sad, but I'm really happy right now, and trying to figure out me. I thought I was really together until I met you, Brittany. I thought I had life figured out. Then I met you and I thought, oh, wow, all these things popped up. And I thought, holy shit, I'm not together at all. I've done a lot of your tapping and I've had some wonderful breakthroughs. Right now, I noticed since my husband and I split up, I have severe back pain. I have throbbing leg pain. And when I looked up, what it meant we spoke about this Chinese medicine, it means you're afraid to move forward. I don't want to be afraid to move forward. I'm actually looking forward, but I don't know how to do it healthfully. One of the things I remember saying to my husband before we split was he wanted more from me. And I said, you know what? I am on empty. I have nothing to give to you. And it broke him. It really was horrible. And I said, I have nothing to give. So I feel like I'm sort of coming out of this shell to figure out who I am, what my, how I feel. Like you can ask me questions like, I don't know. He was such a powerful presence, opinionated, controlling person that I kind of forgot how I feel and what I like and what I don't like and how to make a decision. And so I'm learning all this new stuff about myself, but I would love to figure out what the pain in my back is from, get rid of the throbbing down my thigh. And I'm blocked. I just don't know what I don't know what I'm blocking that this can't fix of myself. I have the food issues. I have, the self-sabotage. My goal would be.
You love? Get to the end of 2026. What would you love if you could have everything your way?
My goal would be to heal myself physically and financially, learn to be independent so I don't run out of money when I get older.
Okay.
Like,
so
financially
independence.
Yeah. Like learn about all these things I have to now learn about TFSAs and GICs and RSPs. My husband did all of that. I know nothing about all of that. So I'm just learning it. So I want to become, instead of being afraid of it and backing off, I want to grab a hold of it and be strong and be a good example to my children to keep going.
Beautiful. I love that intention. Thank you.
So that's it.
Beautiful. You're in the right place. Thanks, Pam. Appreciate
You're
it.
welcome.
Okay, Lisa.
Hi,
Go ahead.
everyone. And
Hi.
just like Pam said, I'm like, yes, yes to like what everybody's been saying,
Mhm.
especially the being very good at starting something, being very good at identifying what I want to work on, starting it. And then there's always something else that I have to do. I mean, like many people, I'm still working. So it's like, well, I have to get my work done. I have to do this. And so I find myself starting the day with great plans, great ambitions, and then not getting everything done. And then I also, if I don't see results, I lose steam, I lose momentum. And if I do see results, but then they go down, I lose momentum, I lose drive, have a problem with self-sabotage. And then also, I wrote this on the WhatsApp group. I have been on a GLP-1 for 4 years, and I think I'm the only person in the world that did not lose 100 pounds. My doctor says I lost actually the average, which was 30 pounds, and that's fine, but I needed to lose 60. I needed to lose 70. And she's like, well, your body's lost what it's lost. And I'm just not willing to accept that because I did not grow up over fat. I did not. I know this isn't my body, and I'm not willing to accept a doctor just shrugging her shoulders saying, take this medication for life. That's it. And I'm like, no. So I took my last injection last week. I've been tapering, titrating down.
Okay.
So, I want to be that person that's the success story of like not being on a GLP-1. And at the end of
Yes.
2026, I have regained, I've had like an athletic body. I just want that was my, is it Misogi? I forget how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
Regaining my health. And that means, it does mean losing weight, but it's meaning, regaining, my physicality, which is, I used to be a very athletic person, very energetic, very athletic. And now, I'm dumpy and I don't want to be dumpy anymore.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Next week we're gonna do let's get to the root cause. We're gonna be doing this we're gonna be doing this ongoing throughout the course, but as I talk to you guys, I'm making notes here because I'm kind of I want to help you figure out what your one or several root causes are so that you can get to it really quickly. Lisa, are you noticing, just for my notes, as you're tapering off the GLPs, is the food noise coming back?
It did a little, but then when I do the tapping, it doesn't.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
we want
Yeah.
it to come back. So
Yeah.
so I don't know what the right dosage is, but if you could get to the point where you're just taking a tiny microdose so that you have food noise. We actually want you to have food noise while you're here in this container. And I noticed that you have the one-on-one coaching. So we want you to do as much tapping as you can with the food noise. So doing push the food away, cravings, anger work, all that kind of stuff. That's going to get you really good results.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think you need to completely come off of it. And if you start to gain weight, that will give us some really good material also. So if you start to gain weight, don't freak out and like take more, increase your dose again. Stay with it because we want all of those emotions and those reactions from you.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And I love to be the guinea pig. I'm very excited to be the guinea pig for this. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks, Lisa.
Thanks.
Okay, Becky. Hi, Becky. Oh, go ahead and unmute yourself. I can't hear you yet. Oh, I still can't hear you. There should be a little sign. If you go under reaction, no, sorry.
There. Did I get it?
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Hi.
Hi. I'm way out of my comfort zone here in front
Are
of everybody.
you?
Yes. Way out. I'm the one that lost 20 pounds during COVID lockdown. I mean, I can't lose weight when I'm with anybody.
Oh,
When I'm
okay.
having to be with anybody,
Yeah.
I'm an introvert, big time.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what I'm saying here.
Okay. Well, what would you love to get out of this program? What would you love? What's your misogi for
Lose 40 pounds,
lose
period.
40 pounds? Okay.
That's it.
That's it. All right.
My,
And
my,
Becky, how far
I,
along are you in the Thrive program?
oh, I've been through it. I've been with you for 4 years.
Yeah, I know you look familiar. So,
Yeah.
okay.
And I've made major advances.
Okay. Okay.
But
But where do you feel stuck? Where do you feel what's not quite working?
the food. I mean, the advances have been other parts of my personality.
Okay.
But the food, I mean, I
That's
don't
weird.
have so much food noise, but if I see an ad with somebody eating a candy bar, by God, I've got to have that candy bar or the closest thing to it.
Okay.
I mean,
And that still happens even when you do my techniques, even when you do the push the food away, or
I don't, yeah, when that happens, the candy bar is more important than the tapping. I'm going to eat the candy bar.
okay, so you can't, so the challenge for you then is that you can't slow down to tell yourself to do the tapping before you're already in the candy bar.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay. Okay.
And I have a limiting belief I already identified. I have to, because it came from childhood. Every meal had to have dessert. So every
Ooh,
meal has
okay.
to have dessert.
Every meal has to have dessert. Okay.
Yeah.
Has to have dessert. Okay, Becky, I'm gonna give you something to do because it's coming through and it's really easy.
Okay.
Next time you want to eat and you know you could tap, but you won't slow down and you go right for it. I want you to still go for it and eat the candy bar, eat whatever it is, but start the tapping while you're eating. Okay? So
Okay.
while it's in your mouth, that's going to calm you down. That's going to calm you down. And then once it's in your mouth, then push it away. Think, okay, I'm going to push away the rest of this. I'm not going to give myself any more of this. And then that's the bad feeling that you follow back in time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you just need a little bit of like soothing in that moment to know that it's going to be okay, and then you
Yeah.
can do techniques after that.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, great. Well, thank you for being brave. I won't put you on the spot for longer.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Becky. Linda. Hi. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Hey, Linda, I can't hear you. There we go.
There we go.
Hello.
So as I listen and as I realize what I've entered, I realize I crash into things. And one of the really big things I'd like for this 90 days is being rigorous and disciplined and paying attention, because I can go unconscious. And I get that really, I mean, that's self-sabotage, but my way of doing that is going unconscious and not paying attention to the details. And what you're talking about really works when I do it. I have to just say, I've been with you for a while and have had some private coaching, and I credit you completely with, in August, stopping sugar. And I'm still a person who doesn't eat sugar. Christmas was a little difficult, but teeny tiny. It's my identity now that I just don't eat sugar, and I have a lot of vegetables, and that trade has been stunning in terms of me. And the biggest thing has been your healing center. Like finding your healing center and using that makes me want to cry in this moment, because being able to get forgiveness for myself and others has been, anyway. And what I'm struggling with now, my current thing is money. And I hear Clara said it, where everything there's a head and then there's cause, it's the root cause kind of thing. It feels like my little kid, there's a bunch of little kids in there who just want things. And so I spend money like it's water, and I'm partnered with someone who values money, and I love that. And today she just pressed send on stopping her job. She just resigned. And I want to be conscious in the same way that I'm talking about money and valuing it, treasuring it. I'm in charge. I'm kind of responsible for getting us through this. I pay the taxes and I do all the things, and I understand completely what to do. And it's a place I go unconscious. And that's the theme for me, is waking up and staying alert, but especially around money, treasuring what we have and how I spend it, and her thing is she's proud of how she spends money. And I am not. That is just not even a concept to me. I just, order on Amazon, or I just do things. And as I'm talking, I've gotten smart, just listening. It's like, oh, conscious. And because I really didn't know about the WhatsApp group, I'm just, and Misogi, it's like, what?
Yeah.
And I really want to do that differently here. So whatever I want out of this is a better partnership with her in terms of of being proud of how I spend money. I want that as a goal, and working with all the little kids in there who are going nuts about change and transition. Because that's what seems to be triggering, is the changes in our lives. I seem to have emotional responses that I'm not aware of. And then I do behaviors instead of paying attention to how I feel and what I need to do differently. How do I need to take care of myself? I don't know if I don't take care of myself. I didn't raise my hand to your question because I feel selfish. So I don't know where that fits in. I feel like I take care of myself too much, and she doesn't, but that's, her thing. Anyway, I just also want to balance that some, and figure out what balance looks like, and being a really good partner. Yeah, really a good partner.
Thank you, Linda, for saying that. The biggest thing that comes with the awareness, it will take having awareness around this problem, and also imagining doing the opposite. So you guys are going to learn this as we go through this course. I'm going to have everybody visualize the opposite of their trigger, or the opposite of what their pattern is. And that's how you're going to get to the healing. So Linda, for you, it would be the moment that you want to buy something on Amazon, stopping yourself and telling yourself, no, I'm not going to buy that thing. Or, I know we've talked about like going out and going shopping and stopping yourself and going, no, I'm not going to have that thing. And then working with those, identifying those negative feelings, because that's what's causing all of us to do what we're doing, is that it feels better to keep taking the action that we're taking, even though we know it's unhealthy for us. So the only way to get yourself to stop is to stop doing the behavior and deal with the discomfort that's behind it. Does that make sense? So, so yeah, we'll work on that. And I want to get you in with the coaches too right away, so that you can start working through that. I think Dawn, I would love for you to work with Dawn. I know she hasn't been introduced yet, but yeah, I think she would have some great material for you.
Fabulous. Thank you.
Thanks, Linda.
Was there a Misogi in there?
Well, no, you didn't state it clearly. I know what it is, but yeah, I would love for you to state it clearly. Like, if you could have it all your way at the end of 2026, what would you love to create for
I love to enjoy my relationship with money. I would love to celebrate that I'm proud of how my relationship with money is something I enjoy.
That you're proud of.
That I'm proud of.
I love that. Okay.
That makes me cry. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's a good one.
We got it.
Yeah.
Celebrate my Celebrate that I am proud of it.
Yeah, totally.
Um,
That I don't feel bad about at all.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's very powerful. Okay, great.
Great.
Thank you, Linda. Excited about that one. Amanda. Hi.
Hello. In the theme of never putting ourselves first, I was late because my college age daughter had to call me to complain about her first day of classes for the second semester. So my apologies for that. I have been, let's see, involved with you since May of last year. So I took a couple of free courses and then did the full Thrive program and then have transitioned to this. I think my biggest wins within the Thrive program were as I was peeling back layers related to food, the coolest thing that happened was I just felt this great increase in creativity and have just done a lot of writing, which I hadn't done in like 25 years. So I which I thought was really awesome because the only change that had happened was working with you or with your program. I think that as far as my Misogi for the year, I have a lot of, goals, but I think the one that would be most beneficial for me is clearing out my guest room. And when I say that, I mean, our guest room is full of stuff from my parents' house, my husband's parents' house, as both of our fathers have passed away and both of our mothers have downsized. And we are the keepers of all the crap, of all the family ephemera. And it's been 2 years since my mother downsized. And I had this packet of recipes that I was like, I'm going to just like collate these into a family cookbook to then send out to all my cousins and, my aunts and uncles that are the generation above. It's never happened. So that's just sort of goes into that. And I don't know if the issue is, a struggle with just putting it to bed, but it's just kind of, it's like embarrassing. I just shut the door and walk away. So, does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I'm thinking of something. I think it would be great to do some anger tapping, but not because you're angry, but I'm feeling it as like, I mean, that's very overwhelming for anybody, thinking about going through all of that. So I think a really good first practice tapping session you could do with yourself is, or with one of the coaches, is to like walk into the room like, okay, today's the day that I get started on this, and then tap on all the overwhelm and like just really, really get to the point where you clear out all of the overwhelm in your body, whatever it is, if it's anger, if it's fear, if it's anxiety, probably all of it. And not that you're going to force yourself to clean the room after that, but I think that will help you at least get rid of some of the surface emotions that are on top. And then you can, and then I would just keep chipping away at that. Yeah, if that's truly okay. So your true Misogi is that I want to clean out this room at the end of the year, at the end of the 90 days or the end of the year.
I would probably shoot for the end of the 90 days because I feel like once I get that purge done, then just like that will be a big stressor off, and then I can continue on for my next thing, which might be some writing creativity project. But like I said, there are blocks there that I just need to continue to work through.
Yeah. Yeah. Often when people do a lot of anger work, one of the things that they report is that they will start to purge things out of their house. So that's also the other, I'm suggesting that. Cool. Thank you, Amanda. Okay. I'm going to write that down also for you. Dawn, will you go ahead and introduce yourself, Coach Dawn?
Hello, everybody. Oh, I have so enjoyed listening to everyone tonight. I just feel like I don't even want to add to it because so much awesome stuff has been said. As far as who I am, because I know the coaches sort of started with that. I'm just going to tell you all that this is such a long story for me that I'm literally writing a book, which is one of my misogy's.
Right.
Because my struggle with weight literally started when I was an infant. I have a picture of myself at about 4 months old. I was already obese. I had rolls on my arms. I had like a triple chin. I was seriously one of the ugliest babies you've ever seen. People have rolled on the floor laughing, looking at my baby picture. I kid you not. So it literally, like, there was not a point that I remember where it started because it started before I can remember. And it got so bad that, like, really long story short, right before middle school, I didn't want to be the fat girl anymore. So I believe that I became anorexic. I was never diagnosed, but I was insane. I worked out so hard. I would count every calorie. I went back to when I went to middle school, nobody from elementary school even recognized me. I had lost so much weight over the summer because I was almost punishing myself. It was so intense. That lasted for about 2 years until sexual abuse began and just pulled the ripcord. And all of that discipline that I had that had me lose all that weight just went to hell. And I kept starving myself all day, but I began waking up in the middle of the night, sleepwalking because I never remembered it, and I ate in my sleep. And this became something that tormented me for decades. I mean, I was in college and I would wake up in a panic because I thought I ate all my roommates' food over it. I mean, you just like I said, it's a book. Like there are stories. And it got so bad because I'm a very strong-willed person, as I think most of us here are. And when I'm going to do something, damn it, I'm going to do it. And I fought and I became an aerobics instructor. I probably weighed the most of any aerobics instructor in the world. I was not fat. I was fit, but I looked like a big football player, because I was fit, but I was fat. And I'm teaching aerobics and these skinny girls would walk in my class and look at me like, yeah, what are you going to teach me? And honey, let me tell you, by 10 minutes, they couldn't breathe because that is how hard I worked out. So it just got so insane. And at this point, I'm having babies and I'm working out 3 hours a day in between babies. And my body now, all these years later, my knees are wrecked, my ankles are wrecked, you know what I mean? Because of all of that punishment that I did to myself back then, because I could not stop the in the middle of the night eating. I literally had my husband put a lock on the outside of our bedroom door and lock me in the bedroom. That's how desperate I was to stop this night eating. And it just never stopped. Okay, so way fast forward. I've tried everything just like you guys. And I finally could not take it anymore. I became a lawyer. I went to law school, graduated with honors. Like I said, it's a book, okay? But I also gained another 80 pounds over the 40 that I was already overweight through the course of acing law school and being a trial attorney, the stress and everything. At this point, guys, I was so at my wit's end that I had the surgery. I had the sleeve surgery. I just didn't know what else to do. I was like 150 pounds overweight at this point, did not know what to do. Had the surgery, it worked until it didn't. I lost 60 pounds and then my subconscious fears went, Arr! Ron said he saw the day that the brakes were pressed because the fear in my eyes when I saw that I'd lost 60 pounds. I gained 40 of it back, miserable as anything, and I find Brittany. And it just changed. I'm going to cry. It just changed everything. It began to get to all that subconscious stuff where I was sabotaging myself all those years. And at this point, I can tell you that I've used a couple of different tools. This has been the absolute biggest thing that turned my life around. And I've now lost 107 pounds. But I have so many misogy's, but one of them is that I'm starting to feel the brakes a little bit again. I thought, yeah, like I just noticed it over
Mm.
Christmas. I noticed that some behaviors were returning. And I was
Mm.
like, whoa, I thought we were done with this. So I guess my Misogi is last year was a year of miracles. So many wonderful things happened. This year is a year where I am going to push through those final layers. I am
Mm.
ready to have a peaceful relationship with my body and my work because I'm a perfectionist, which stops me from doing a lot of things. So
Mm.
I'm going to find peace this year with my body and my work. I'm going to write this book. I'm going to lose the rest of this weight, and I'm going to love helping you all in the process.
Thank you, Dawn. That's beautiful.
Sure.
Beautiful Misogi. Misogi. Am I saying it wrong?
Misogis. I don't even know.
Okay. Okay. I want to get to oh shoot. There's somebody iPhone. Hi, we haven't talked yet. You must have popped on. iPhone 2, your hand is up.
Oh, hi.
Doesn't say what
Yeah,
your
you
name
know what?
is.
Sarah, sorry, I didn't realize it didn't have my name there. Because I started on my iPhone, then I went to my
Oh, got it.
iPad. So, and I didn't know how to raise my hand, and then I finally figured that out.
Good. Okay.
Anyways,
Introduce
hi,
yourself.
I am Sarah.
Hi.
My last name is Majors. Did you need that?
No, that's good. Sarah's
Okay,
good.
okay,
You're the only Sarah.
okay. So I have bought your program, I don't know, five times. I think this is the fifth thing, and I've never finished it. And
Mm.
so my mindset in paying for this extra and doing this is because I just need someone to hold my hand through it.
Yeah.
And I think these Monday calls and then the other coaching that I purchased is just going to help me
Yeah.
to actually do this.
Right.
So I can share my wins because
Good.
I believe in it, but I just sabotage myself.
And
So
what are you working on? Is it weight that you're working on or?
yes, weight. I stress eat. I emotionally eat. I went through a traumatic divorce.
Mm.
I bought I've bought your stuff even before that. That
Okay.
happened, while I was looking at your programs. So anyways, I found out I was married to a narcissist who lied to me for 24 years, had other kids, was a totally different person than the person he said he was for 24 years and never found a way to tell me the truth.
Mm.
So just a lot of things. And I
Mm.
feel like at the end of this year, I just want to trust myself,
Mm.
maybe learn to trust other people
Yeah.
and stop just I don't know, just realize that I'm a good person and I'm gonna be okay. And show my
Yeah.
kids we're gonna be okay,
Mm.
which we will.
You will absolutely
I
be
mean,
okay.
I was our supporter, so
Mm.
he was a stay-at-home dad.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
We just spent all of our money.
I'm so sorry. I've had several narcissistic relationships. So while not as intense as that, I can empathize greatly. I'm so sorry. So what is your misogi for the year? Just so I have everybody's down.
I would say just to trust again and just stop this starting and not finishing. And I don't know, I feel like a failure, but yet I, support my whole family, put my daughter through college. I supported us for 24 years. Like, I'm like, wait a minute, you're not a failure. But I
Mm.
feel like one.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I can make money, but I know I can make more. But I
Mm.
just stop. And I
Mm.
think, what? Why? Why do I do this? Stop, Sarah.
Mm.
Stop.
Mm.
Just get
Yeah.
like you're a powerhouse. Just be one. Why do you have to not?
Yeah. Yeah, I can relate to
So,
that too. Sarah, so is your main goal to work on your relationship with food? I mean, I hear what you just said, and are you still
well,
do you keep buying my
yes,
programs because you
because
want to heal your relationship with food?
yes, because everything that goes wrong or business call or emotion that goes through me, I just go to the cupboards and eat.
Okay.
I eat when I'm not hungry. I eat when I'm hungry. I eat. It's crazy.
Okay.
It's kind of like she was saying with her sleepwalking. I just sleepwalk into the kitchen, but I'm awake and I just freaking eat.
Yeah.
And and I, I did that before my life blew up basically.
Hmm.
But since it's blown up, which was done in a 10-minute time period, and I got in the car and I drove away, and I've had some really life changes in a very short time. I just do it more now, and I'm like, oh my God, this is terrible. So
Okay.
my traumas all relate back to me just eating stupidly and ridiculously.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. So, something around like making peace with food, like eliminating food
Yeah,
noise, like,
sabotaging myself, and then just it's just
okay. Okay. So if we were going to put that in a positive way, if we were to look at 2026, you could have everything your way and you have achieved exactly what you want for the year. What would be the statement? What would you say you've achieved? Have complete
that's
peace
not.
with myself.
Yeah, just really, really peace with myself, which I think then would in turn mean I wouldn't be just binging eating, right? Like, because all of my sadness and my, I'll just wake up at night, oh, I can't even believe where I'm living. Well, what happened to me? I'll just go and eat. And
Yeah.
and I just it is around food, but it's not just so much as like, oh, I want to lose my weight and fit into my favorite pair of jeans.
Yeah.
I just want to be able to deal with my life without having to turn to food to feel like that's how I have to deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Have you done my anger tapping? Have you ever done that?
I've probably started them all and
Or
maybe finished, you know
push
what
the
I
food away?
mean?
Have you ever done the push the food away? Like in that moment when you're like, oh,
I've done it. I've done it with you on the phone, just like when I got a plate of food that you said you like, which I like anything that someone else said that on the call to. I'm like, oh, that's totally me. It's like,
yeah.
what's in my fridge? Oh, I like that. But not not multiple times, because then again I just think, oh, this won't work for me. I'm too sad. I'm too this. And I'm like,
Hmm.
stop, stop
Okay.
the noise.
Okay. Okay. That's what I want you to work on. And you got coaching, right? You have coaching?
Hmm.
Okay. Book your first session ASAP. Okay. Good. Well, the two coaches who we can book with, we're going to add the other coaches soon. We're getting their calendars uploaded. But the two coaches who are here right now are available for you to book with them. So we get on their calendar really quickly. Okay. Um, okay, I think that's everybody. Um, I want to teach you guys. Okay, I know we're like really over time today, but I I want to teach everybody the fundamentals, okay? The fundamentals of EFT tapping, which some of you guys might know. And you've heard me talk a lot of shit about tapping because I always say regular tapping doesn't work for weight loss. Regular tapping works for a lot of things. For when it comes to weight, there are better techniques. But I think when it comes to managing your life and being able to get yourself out of a funk or diagnose what's happening for you or I don't know, get rid of a fear or a repeated behavior, I think regular tapping is absolutely brilliant. And so I want to just take you guys through the basics of EFT, and I want everybody to get really familiar with that this week. Okay, if you've already done this and if you already know what regular tapping is, that's fine. You can work on the more advanced stuff, but I want everybody to get really comfortable being able to like wake up in the morning and you feel kind of in a funk and get yourself out of that. I think there's a lot of power in being able to manage your day. And I, as somebody who struggled with depression for most of my life, I'm a high functioning depressed person, or I have been. This has been a lifesaver for me. I've been able to use a tool to manage my life so that I don't have to, so that I don't turn around and go back to bed or, fuck off all of my appointments like I want to most times. Okay, so this is all in the document that I've uploaded already to you guys. But I'm gonna walk you guys through it, and then I'll stay on and answer any questions that you guys might have.
Brittany,
Yeah.
I uploaded, do you mean it's going to come in an email?
It's right here in the chat. So if you click on it, just go ahead and if you look at the chat roll, it's like the second comment from the top.
Oh, the curriculum?
Just click on the docs.
Wait a minute. Where are we? Docs. Okay.
Yeah, it says 90-day reinvention curriculum.
Yeah. That one. Okay.
Yeah. So if you go down to page, it starts on page 2. Okay. So so with regular tapping, you want to be as specific as possible. Okay. Claire, is it okay if I get your question later? Okay, cool. I'm going to lower your hand just because okay, so it's really important that you are as specific as possible. So let me think of some examples. I used this the other day. It's great when you don't know, you want to try to figure out what emotion you're feeling in that moment. You don't have to know what the problem is. So like while my techniques typically will get you to the root cause, this is kind of like just working with the top layer. This is working with what is. So say you wake up out of bed and you just feel blah and I don't want to face my day. Okay, you could literally just start off by saying that. And the sentence goes, even though I feel blah and I don't want to face my day, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Okay, so you come up with your statement based on how you're currently feeling. Even though I don't know how I'm feeling right now, and I'm annoyed that I even have to do this, but I'm going to love and accept myself anyway. The love and accept yourself is just kind of like affirming that you're still a good person despite having this challenge right now. And so, or like, even though I don't want to wash my face, even though I don't want to take care of myself, I don't want to get up and do all of my chores, I completely love and accept myself. Even though I don't want to purge everything in this room because it's totally overwhelming, or you don't even have to say it's totally overwhelming. Even though I feel totally overwhelmed thinking about purging everything in this room, I completely love and accept myself. Well, let me look at your list of problems. Even though I'm so angry at myself that I binged last night when I was making such great progress for 2 weeks, but I completely love and accept myself. Even though I keep sabotaging myself over and over again, and it doesn't matter what I do, it doesn't matter how much I've invested in this program, I always sabotage myself, but I completely love and accept myself. Okay, so whereas my techniques kind of skip this part, it's helpful to know this part because sometimes you don't have the bandwidth to do one of my techniques. My techniques tend to be big, they tend to be emotional, they tend to like take a lot out of you, but you can do regular tapping for like 10 or 15 minutes and have a fantastic fucking day. And so I don't know, as I was thinking about what's going to be the most valuable for you guys, I think, understanding the basics of how EFT works is that. Let's see. Even though I told myself that I would exercise this morning, but I am totally resistant. Even though I don't want to exercise, I don't want to get out of bed, but I love myself anyway. Let me think. Is this clear to everybody? Can you guys come up with statements? Okay, so then what you do once you have your statement, and it's helpful when you write it down, because like I said, when you tap, you release these problems so quickly, sometimes you forget you have the problem. Okay, so once you figure out your statement, once you say it, you're going to decide how true that is on a scale from 0 to 10. How big of a problem is this? Is it true? Is your anxiety a 10? Is it an 8? Is it a 7? Is it a 3? Is your inability to get out of bed, or is the fear of tackling this project a 10, right? So figure out what your number is on a scale from 0 to 10. And then you just start tapping through the points. Okay. So you want to repeat this. You want to find a sentence, find a phrase that you're going to do like a reminder phase. So let's just say, we'll start with, even though I don't want to get up and wash my face right now. Even though I totally don't want to get up and wash my face right now. So how true is that? Okay, that's true on a 10. I cannot even fathom getting up and washing my face right now. But I completely love and accept myself. So you're going to repeat that 3 times. Even though I don't want to get up and wash my face right now, I completely love and accept myself. Even though I don't want to get up and wash my face right now, I completely love and accept myself. Then you start tapping through the points and you just repeat that statement. I don't want to get up and wash my face right now. I don't want to get up and wash my face right now. I don't want to get up and wash my face right now. I don't want to get up and wash my face right now. So the reason, I know it's kind of boring to say the same thing over and over again. And this is why, when people come up with tapping scripts, they'll say phrases that, like other phrases that you might be thinking around that subject. I don't want to get up and wash my face right now. Oh, it's just so hard. I've had such a long day. I would rather stay in my cozy bed. You can say stuff like that, but you don't really need to, because when you repeat that, I don't want to get out of bed, I don't want to wash my face right now, your brain already knows all those other things that you're saying. So when you're repeating, I don't want to get up and wash my face right now, your brain, the reason we say the reminder phase is so your brain can focus in on where that limiting belief, where that behavior is sitting in your brain. It's kind of like a weed with a bunch of roots. Okay. So the behavior is, I'm not taking care of myself. And the action and the feeling is, I just can't be bothered. I don't want to take care of my face. I don't want to get up out of this bed. Okay. So you're saying all of these things, which is like the roots underneath the weeds. And so the reason that you're repeating that phrase over and over again is because the weed that's above the surface is staying in place because of all these feelings and these beliefs and these limitations that you have that are connected to it. Does that make sense? Okay. So you just keep doing that. I don't want to get up and wash my face. I don't want to get up and wash my face. I don't want to get up and wash my face. I don't want to get up and wash my face. I don't want to get up and wash my face. You just do 1 round of tapping, you guys. It takes 30 seconds. Take a nice deep breath after that, and then you tune back in. Okay. If you need to go back to your notes and go, okay, what was the thing I said? How badly do I not want to get up and wash my face right now? Oh, okay. It's like a 6. Now it's not a 9. I'm only resisting it to a 6. Okay, great. Second thing you do, the next round of tapping is, even though I still don't want to get up and wash my face right now, I completely love and accept myself. What the still word does is it helps you identify the other roots, the other roots that are below this big weed. Okay. So I still don't want to get up and wash my face. I still don't want to get up and wash my face. I still don't want to get up and wash my face. Now, if you're dealing with something like a fear or an emotion like anxiety, you could say something like, even though I still have this remaining anxiety, this remaining fear. Okay, you want to verbalize that there's still some of it left. Okay, you're also affirming that you've made progress. So I have made some progress, and I'm just going to work on whatever's left. And then it's up to your brain to zero in on the rest of the root and the rest of the weeds at the bottom of the rest of the roots at the bottom of this weed to clean the rest of it up. Okay. And then as soon as you get to do 1 more round of tapping there, and then as soon as you get to the end of that, take another nice deep breath. and check back in with your original thing. Okay, I don't want to get up and wash my face right now. Oh, that's like a 2 or a 3. I could actually get up and wash my face right now. So with regular tapping, you can get things down to like a 2 or a 3. And as long as you feel good and you can get yourself there, you can either stop tapping there, or you can do a couple rounds of, you know what, I choose to take care of myself today. I'm in this class, I'm intending to take great care of myself, and I'm starting with this action right now. You can do 2 or 3 sentences that are positive, that are affirming your action, that are affirming your behavior, and just do a couple of rounds of that. And then go back to the original thing, check in. I guarantee within like 5 to 7 minutes of tapping, you will get your butt up and you will go wash your face. And you will not have any resistance whatsoever.
I'm going to hold you to that, Brittany.
Well, there are always things that can happen. So here are some of the warning signs that you're off track. Here's some of the warning signs that you're off track. You're thinking about something other than what you're saying out loud. If you're thinking about your to-do list, or if you're thinking about a fight you had with a friend, if you're thinking about, oh, this is so weird, this isn't going to work, this never works for me, that will make this process not be effective. Okay, so be really mindful, especially because when you're repeating the same word over and over again, that gets kind of boring. So when you're repeating the sentence over and over again, you're repeating it so that your brain knows where to go to heal that wound. But if you start thinking about other shit, it's not going to go to the right place. And so that's when you won't get results. Okay. So if you need to make it a little more interesting when you're repeating this thing over and over again, you can add more sentences in there if you want, but you could also get off track when you say different things if you start focusing on different behaviors. Like, oh, I never take care of myself because, my husband, he has me do all these things and he's such a dick, and we got in this big fight today. That's you going down a rabbit hole, right? You want to stay on track with, I don't want to get out of bed and wash my face. Okay. You don't want to bring any other dynamics into the tapping session. You just want to focus on, I don't want to get out of bed and wash my face. I'm working on my resistance to this thing. I don't want to get up and go for a walk right now. I don't want to exercise. I don't want to get on this phone call. I'm overwhelmed thinking about cleaning this room. You want to stay very specific. Whereas my tapping tends to be general, and you can do a whole bunch of clearing and healing in one session. This is very, very specific. Does that make sense? Everybody? Does anybody have questions about that?
I want to just check something that kind of clicked with me. By saying, for instance, I don't want to get up and wash my face. And then you talked about let's say the weed and the roots. Is it kind of like for the brain, that's code for whatever those roots are? Like, because it's the way to the roots, like what's underneath why I don't want to get up and wash my face.
Wait, are the words?
Yeah, the words, I don't want to get up and wash my face, as an example of the weed, let's say. And then there's roots underneath it that are kind of all those invisible things of, what's underneath why you don't want to wash your face. So it's become like you don't have to get down into the roots and know what they are. But for the brain, this is code for whatever's underneath there. It becomes code for.
Yeah, I like the way you said that. Yes, it can absolutely be code for.
That's really a big deal. Like I don't have to explain everything.
I don't have to explain everything. You don't have to know why you don't want to. You just have to state how you're currently feeling right now.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I want to just check that.
Even though I do not want to get out of bed today, I don't know why. You don't even have to say that. Even though I'm totally resistant, I don't want to get out of bed today. But I completely love and accept myself anyway. I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to get out of bed. I still don't want to get out of bed. I still don't want to get out of bed. I still don't want to get out of bed. Okay. You just stick on that one thing. And then I guarantee, so then after you do a couple rounds of that, something else might come up. You could have a thought about a tight deadline that you have, or maybe something that you're avoiding. It could pop into your mind like, oh, I really don't want to get out of bed because I have this super tight deadline and I haven't prepared for it, and it's going to be so much work. Okay, now that's a different issue. That's a different issue. So you might feel like, oh, I could actually get out of bed, but then you might resolve the not wanting to get out of bed problem, but then you have another issue, which is I feel totally overwhelmed by this deadline and I haven't prepared. Okay, but then you could start the whole thing over again. I'm totally overwhelmed. I have this deadline. I didn't prepare, and whatever the feeling might be, I feel totally overwhelmed by this deadline. I'm overwhelmed by this deadline. I don't want to prepare. I didn't do the work. It's going to take so much out of me, and you just keep tapping through that. And you might have another problem pop up, but this will usually take between like 10 and 30 minutes, depending on the problem, and you will have a completely different day, and you will not have that problem anymore. So play with this week. I know this is like different than what I normally teach you guys, but this is just a really good technique to have in your back pocket, and it's something that I typically wake up and do pretty much every morning when I have a lot of we all have busy lives and we all have a lot of things to do, and so this can be a really good way to just like clean out the cobwebs, to be in alignment, to get yourself into flow, and to not have that like mental garbage weighing you down. Okay, any other questions about that? All right. If you didn't post your Misogi in the WhatsApp group, please do that, just so that we have them all in one place. And for those of you who have the unlimited one-on-one coaching, get your coaching sessions scheduled with your coaches ASAP. It's also on that document. It's right at the top. And I really look forward to being with you all here again next week.
I have a question. Excuse me.
Hi.
Are men allowed in this
No.
congregation?
You're not. You're not. Hi, Jimmy.
I just wanted to jump in and say, hey, I see people. I see Amanda, Kim, Wendy, Dawn, Grace, Coach, Casey. Oh, Casey, Lisa, Clara, Amanda. By the way, someone just brought in Tammy. So Tammy just joined like 5 minutes ago. So everyone welcome Tammy. I just wanted to jump in and say I love you all. And Britt,
thank
you're
you,
looking
Jimmy.
fabulous as ever. You got the like gold wrapper chain. So I'm excited for your rap album to come out like soon.
Always.
I didn't mean to interrupt, but I just wanted to say I love everybody, and that's it. And men are better than women, and I'll leave it at that.
Okay. Wrong group for that.
All right.
Bye, Jimmy.
Bye.
Okay, let's see. What's the WhatsApp group? Okay, so all the links and everything are added to the top of this Google Doc. So you can join the WhatsApp group by clicking that. Watch the video if you want to understand what the Misogi is. If you didn't do that, the link for the next class will also be at the top here. And then if you didn't get the one-on-one coaching, but you want to upgrade to that, there's either a monthly payment plan or the one-time payment. And then to book with the coaches is also there too. Okay. And then everything that we just discussed, the EFT basics step-by-step, is also written in this document. And so I'm just going to keep adding to this document as we go through the class. I'll also put the replay for this call and the Firefly note taker. I'll include those as links on this page too. So you can find everything in one place here. And we'll also build you guys out a website. My team just got back and we're still kind of working on that. So anyway, it'll all be in this one doc for you. Clara, yes.
Hey, sorry. Okay, I just wanted very quickly, because I was thinking and sort of letting things settle as we were chatting, and I guess just because I know we're going to work with you. So I guess the root for me that popped up, like I gave the Misogi, but also it's just this, I guess it's like loving my little girl, right? Like that's kind of what it feels like the root of it is. Like I have these photos of me, and I know it's the truth because I get emotional. Like I have these photos of me as a little girl, and I'm just like, she was so happy. Like there was something in her that was just like so happy and so alive. And there's just been a lot of pain. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like you've been telling other people about tapping on anger. And I feel like for so much of my life, I was like so angry, right? And that was kind of like my adrenaline, my fuel to like take care of myself and get through life. And I feel that I'm at a point now where it's just like a lot of grief that has to move through me. Do you know what I mean? And it's, I guess, like the vision of the Misogi is like, for me, the Misogi, or like being a healer, is somebody who can really tell other people at the end, like, no matter what happened, like, you can be full of joy. It's like life is good, And I feel like there's a lot of messaging out there that tells people like this is as good as it can get. And for me, I want to be like, no, like it can be just so full of joy, like no matter what has happened. So I think that's really like the truth and the root for me. It's just kind of like fully integrating her and like embracing her.
I love
Yeah.
that. Beautiful, Clara. And often the deep grief comes when you're at the end of healing something. Because typically what happens is that the brain no longer has all the anger and the shame and the fear and the anxiety and all the emotions kind of like blocking the clarity. And once you
Yeah.
release all of that, you can see how much you've lost by living the lie. Right? By living with the trauma, by living with the grief, by living with that, disorganized way of seeing that problem. And then there is a lot of grief that comes from that because you can see a different route. But that's typically when you're at the end of the healing journey. So that to me says you're close.
Well, that's encouraging. But yeah, it's just I'm grateful for that because kind of what you said as well. Like I've had a lot of depression throughout my life, but there's also just been this part of me that's always been like, I'm not going to quit. Do you know what I mean? Like I really do have sort of a fighter inside of me, but also it's I sabotage, right? Where it's like I'll fight hard, I'll get to a good place, and then it's like the part of me that's self-sabotaging pulls it down, right?
Yeah.
But then there's this other part of me that wants to thrive and like be who I know I'm supposed to be. So I really want that part of me to win out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Great. I heard self-sabotage come up a lot today. So we're gonna do some like getting to the root cause next week for everybody. Where we'll kind of figure out, I'll talk to everybody and we'll figure out, okay, what's the thing that you want? And then what are the behaviors that you need to focus on that will make this come to fruition, that feel kind of sticky, that will be good for you to tap through.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to say that as the intention.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Thank you for
Yeah.
speaking out loud.
Thanks.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. I know this was a super long call, but it was really great to get to know you all. I've got my 2 pages of notes about what you guys all want to achieve and what you want to all call in this year. And I'm super grateful that you trusted me with your journey and trusted all of our coaches. And I just know that you guys are going to have some amazing results and can't wait to celebrate with you at the end of the 90 days. So yeah, I did see a question about should we be going through Thrive? If your goal is weight loss, absolutely continue to go through the Thrive program. I will give you tidbits of like what I think you should focus on and what I think you should look at in the Thrive program. Videos or techniques or whatever. And then the coaches, of course, if you've got the one-on-one coaching, the coaches will take you through those processes also. So, all right. Have a fantastic rest of your night, everybody. Lots of love, and keep in touch in the WhatsApp group. If you want to share wins in the WhatsApp group, if you want to ask questions, we've got the coaches in there. I'm in there. This is your time. If you guys get confused, if you get stuck, if you get overwhelmed and you want some help in between calls and you don't have one-on-one coaching, or even if you do and you want my help, post in there and I will get back to you guys. You guys are my top priority right now. So you got access to me. Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your week and sleep well tonight. Bye, everybody.
Brittany.
You're welcome. Bye.